This is Jim Bratton Podcast, Business Edition. In-depth conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners. Now, here's Jim.
Hi, this is Jim Bratton, and this is Jim Bratton Podcast, but coming to you from Marmo, Studio 206 here at Marmo. We're with Christopher Times. He runs a company and has a company called AGAPE Marriage and Family Counseling, LLC. Christopher, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
By the way, Christopher has a space here at Marmo, so he's a member of Marmo, as many of the people are that we interview in this space. Christopher, tell me just a little bit about your company, what you do, where you are, and then I want to know how you got to that point. And then we'll talk a little bit more in detail about what your clients can expect of you and what you expect of them.
Okay. My name is Christopher Times. I'm a counselor, AGAPE Marriage and Family and Counseling, LLC. And I started working ages ago as a pastor. And I decided that wasn't enough education for me. So I went back to graduate school and became a therapist and married the two together. So I have two sides of an equation, and I can deal with folks in either aspect. And so I studied in Virginia at Eastern Mennonite University,
right,
in a Master in Counseling program there, and worked there for a number of years. I worked with people in a free clinic, worked in another nonprofit clinic, seeing lots of different types of disorders. People from simple depression,
right,
anxiety, grief counseling,
yes,
all the way to advanced cases such as schizophrenia, and other types of disorders such as, say, substance abuse.
I was just going to say, am I correct in that is an area that has a fairly high degree of substance abuse in some of those areas?
It's high. It's very high.
Those are areas that have gone from being viable financial or economic areas to being sort of non-viable economic areas.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, the area that I used to work in Virginia is called the Shenandoah Valley. It's a part of Appalachia.
Yes.
So I received my training there. And what I found was quite a few people in that area were having problems with substance abuse.
Right.
They were using methamphetamines and the like.
A lot of opioids, I'm sure.
Lots of opioids, lots of alcohol, moonshine, so
all
forth.
mixed together.
All mixed together. And I had everyone from truck drivers to college students.
I'm sure.
And everyone in between. They would come to my IOP group, which is a substance abuse group mandated from the state of the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I had to see them for 16 sessions. And in the process of that, I got to see how pervasive the problem was.
Right.
And so that's one issue. And then, of course, the other issue is anger. I ran an anger management group also up there.
But I'm just thinking about all this stuff overlays.
Oh, yeah.
One into another, and then cascades. Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's not, when you go to a medical doctor.
Right.
You might go for a knee pain or you hurt your back or usually
they only have
episodic.
What's the Da Vinci man, the picture
Right.
man? I want them to just circle what they work on.
Oh, yeah.
Because they only work on a little bit.
Yeah, one little bit. Matter of fact, when you go to a lot of these medical doctors and they'll have I know pain doctors definitely have these Da Vinci Code diagrams, and you have to circle where your pain is.
That's right.
So imagine mental health and substance abuse. They're married.
All of them.
And so when you talk about the pain and the iteration of pain, how does it manifest in the human being? It literally manifests everywhere. It's spiritual.
Yes.
It's physical. And it's also mental. So I always say body, mind, spirit with regard to the whole person.
Yes.
And so as a therapist, I treat all aspects of the person, body, mind, spirit. And that encompasses quite a few different types of tools. People that drink, people that do, develop any kinds of we call them process addictions.
Yes.
Any type of shopping addictions, kleptomania, so where you're stealing things and things of that nature. These are process addictions. Even smoking is a process addiction.
Yeah.
It's hand to mouth. All of these types of things emanate from a source. So my job is to identify that source, and we call it the drive. What drives you?
Right.
What drives your behavior? When you go to a medical doctor, they don't do that. What they do is they identify the symptoms. We call them the symptomatology, right? And so the symptoms, medical doctors identify, and they're experts at, covering symptoms. They don't treat root cause.
No, they ruled it out.
No, they ruled it out.
Basis, they might go through 20. They might change out the transmission and the brakes, and
That's right.
before they ever get to the car.
That's right. But as a therapist,
Yeah.
I treat the whole body. I not only treat the symptoms of the symptomatology, but I find a good therapist finds the root cause.
Yeah.
What's the driver?
How? This is an interesting approach. I want to ask this, since you were, or maybe, a minister. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you find that you approach this from a direction of spirituality is fairly unique in your business?
Yes. My class, I was probably one of two
Right.
that looked upon this as from this particular approach in my graduating class.
Well, in many cases, I'm just going to speak from experience. Therapists rule out that aspect,
Right.
and treat it, I don't want to say as a physical aspect, because my background is engineering. I'd be totally different in the way I might do it, but you can't see it. It doesn't exist. Can't touch it. It doesn't
Right.
exist, But therapists would take a classical approach,
Mm-hmm.
and that there wasn't much room for spirituality in that.
Yeah, and the problem with it, it's like if you imagine a tripod,
Yeah, yeah.
you have 3 legs.
Right on.
A tripod's no good without the third leg.
Nope.
It'll fall over. It can't carry its weight. And so if a therapist only treats 2 aspects of the human being, then they're still going to have problems.
That's right.
They'll still be symptomatic.
Yeah.
And so you'll never get to the root cause. A lot of people have problems spiritually. And what do I mean by, let me define that.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
I'm not talking about religion.
I understand that.
Yeah. I'm talking about the concept of the human soul, the
whole thing,
being.
The blend of consciousness and spirituality.
Yes.
Boy,
Yes.
I'm sorry. We'll do 3 more podcasts on that.
That would be amazing. But according to my training in seminary, some people call it cemetery school, and also in my Master of Arts in Counseling,
Right.
there's some bit of a synergy there,
Yes.
right? And we know that. We can't decide on what the synergy is, but we know that there is synergy.
Well,
so
quantum mechanics, consciousness,
right.
any way you want to go.
So there's a piece there that does merge,
Right.
and then we can find commonalities. So the commonalities between the two happens to be how is the self represented,
Right.
or the concept of the self,
Yes.
and what is the self.
Yeah.
And so we know that the self has to do with consciousness.
Right.
It has to do with consciousness. And we found that is a stream of consciousness that we know connects people from one to another.
Oh, absolutely.
And this stream or river, if you imagine
Right.
it, of consciousness is able to connect one soul to another.
Right. Conversation.
Every soul independent of one another, however, we're still connected.
I agree.
And so when you are dealing with the self in that regard, you're dealing with energy.
Yep.
You're dealing with mass.
All of it. Yes.
And so it can't be disregarded.
No.
How can one person in one part of the earth think of another person in another part of the earth, and they both call each other on the phone. And so I was just thinking about you.
Yeah, because they were.
They were.
Yeah.
They literally were communicating en masse.
On another level.
On another level.
Yeah.
On a spiritual level.
Wow. Well, I asked that question. We could go our entire podcast.
Sure.
On that, and I would love to next time.
Yeah, next.
Let's talk. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate your approach on this. Okay, I mean, it's enlightening for me to hear. Let's go into the community that you serve.
Sure.
Now that you're in Galveston, and who would likely come to you, and why, and what should they do in preparation? I mean, how does somebody determine? Well, I'm going to go see Christopher Times.
Well, if you're experiencing some type of depression,
right,
anxiety,
yep,
even schizophrenia,
yeah,
bipolar disorder, or anything in between,
right,
any type of anxiety, or you just don't feel good.
right,
something's going on. You can't, let something go that happened in your past. Something's happening on the job. Maybe you need employment counseling, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not satisfied with my job.
right.
There's something that just, isn't working for me.
Not right in life.
Not right. Then come see me. It would be a good time to realize, hey, I need to make some transitions. And that's when the healing starts.
Right.
Those transitions. The population I deal with, I've treated people from Spring, Texas, all the way to Galveston.
Wow.
Some people drive that far to see me. I get references from emergency rooms at
Right.
UTMB and the like, from doctors and so forth, and from just people at the school system, or people just handing my.
Do you see much out of churches where they'll
That
feel like they're in slightly over their head by that time?
That's a real interesting piece. You mentioned that.
Oops.
Jim. No. That the church will not come to see me.
I understand that.
They will not. They have classically identified having an episode as a demonic.
Oh, I was just going to say, the word jumped into my mind.
Oh yeah. See, this is what I was talking about the.
Oh man! Of course, it's inexplainable.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm glad I asked the question. I'm sort of sorry that I asked the question.
It's a great question,
but it's a real answer.
It's a great question, and so people. Let me just go a little bit deeper. I'm African American, Black, or however you want to,
Right.
Describe me. People in my community historically have had the same feeling about mental health. Oh, we don't go see therapists because we don't want to be identified as crazy, right?
I'm from a small town in the Midwest.
Oh yeah.
Mental illness was never defined.
Oh yeah, never defined.
It was he might be a worrier,
right?
or they're a little high strung.
Yeah, a little high strung.
And if they axe murder somebody, then they say they were just batshit crazy.
Right.
But those are about the 3 levels of mental illness as defined.
Right.
And I'm an older person. Okay, I'm a mature person from a small town in the Midwest. I don't know if anybody that ever went to therapy. I don't even know there was a psychiatrist in town.
Didn't know what they did.
No.
Didn't know who they were.
And we're afraid of them.
Terribly afraid of them. Historically, we have locked away people in institutions and asylums. You don't see that much in Texas, but in Virginia, they still have the old asylums.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yes. State run. I worked at one after grad school for a time, for about 6 months. It was an asylum for children.
Are you talking padded cells, etc.?
All that. Now, the thing is, these are state hospitals.
Yeah.
But they treated them humanely. However, there were some that were permanent residents. You remember that guy that shot Ronald Reagan?
Yes.
I think Hinckley or whatever his name was. He was in one of our hospitals, Eastern State Hospital. I worked near Western State Hospital on the west side of the state.
Yeah.
So that these people lived in these for the rest of their lives sometimes.
Yeah.
And so you still have that piece there in so many forms. But that's what we, now, and those are rare cases, I want to say.
I understand.
Incredibly difficult. I've worked emergency rooms in Virginia where I had to decide whether a person is free or they go to an institution. And I had to go.
Harm to themselves or others instant, and you had to make that
Yes.
decision instantly.
Well, it takes about 2 hours.
Yeah, well, instantly.
Yeah. I worked with the medical doctors. They would refer patients to me.
Yeah.
And I would make an assessment, and then I would refer them or not. And a lot of times I would not, but there were cases I had to find a bed, and we could do it involuntarily or voluntarily, right?
Well,
And so there's a big process regarding all of that.
somebody decides they want to see you, they will be seeing someone with a breadth of experience.
Yeah.
That I'm not sure, since you've worked in sort of the public sector during that time, in the geographic location that you did,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that gives you a unique experience level
Mm-hmm.
compared to most folks that are counselors.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yes.
we're close to being out of time, all right? So let's get to how somebody can get a hold of you if they're feeling some of these things.
Okay.
What should they do?
You can go to my website. If I could read this off.
And the website, by the way, while he's checking, will be on the header information of this podcast as well. So
Awesome. It's going to be https
Right.
agape-marriage-family-counseling-LLC.b as in bear 12 sites sites.com, and that's going to be where you can make
oh, yeah, it's your calendars and everything there?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, since all of you, and by the way, the first test with this podcast is to please, those of you that are listening, recite that address back to me, please. Quietly. Anyway, all right. It'll be on the header information. It'll even be a link that you can click. All right. We'll make it incredibly easy for you. This has been an incredibly enlightening. This has just been, I would say it's been fun. It's been educational. It's been stimulating, but we've had to look at some things that might not be fun.
Can I throw in one last
Please
thing?
do. No, I want to hear everything you. Listen, we're not over until you say it's over. So
I'm doing on April the 19th here at Marmo at 2121 Market Street in Galveston, Texas. I'm putting on sponsoring an educational seminar on generational trauma, and that'll be at Marmo, and it'll be donation basis. I'm not sure how much it's going to cost, but don't worry about the money. We just want you to show up.
don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah, just show up. And I'll be with a few other therapists from Houston and locally here, and we'll field questions and we'll basically educate on what is generational trauma and how do you treat it.
Can you repeat the date and everything on that, please?
It's going to be April the 19th. That's a Saturday. It's going to be at 12 noon here at Marmo.
Good.
And the parking, you'll have to pay parking on the street, but don't worry about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so be here at 2121 Market Street
Great.
at the Marmo, and we'll take care of you from there.
That'd be worthy of a quick follow-up broadcast of that as well,
Great.
since it's a cooperative effort between a number of counselors and therapists.
Awesome.
Christopher Times, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Header information and how to reach Christopher will be on this, but in the meantime, give us your phone number, et cetera, if that's an appropriate place to call you.
Sure. My phone number is going to be 409
Right.
761-0076.
And it's Christopher Tyne, and that is Agape Marriage and Family Counseling, LLC. Christopher, thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
This has been Jim Bratton Podcast, Business Edition. Contemporary business conversations. A Jim Bratton production. I'm Sierra Safel.